Hey everyone, so in today's video I just want to show you some SD cards that I picked up for the Nintendo Switch. So as you can tell here, it tells you what the capacity is. It looks like it says 65 gigabytes and above for micro SD XC. So it also shows down here that the transfer speeds are going to be max at 60 to 95. So the first one I want to show is going to be the Samsung. It's going to be EVO 512. Now this is the one that I currently have in my Nintendo Switch, and I'm going to upgrade it to a 1 terabyte, but it's not going to be the Samsung one. So it's just, let's compare it. And as you can see, this is what transfer speeds are. So we're going to start doing a speed test on the computer itself. That way everyone can see how it looks. So I'm just going to kind of go quickly through this part. So for this test, I'm using the Crystal speed test, which I've also used to test out my M.2s on my laptop. It's pretty good, but when you're doing a full test, and depending on the speeds, it can go kind of slow. So I'm putting this at double speed in order to just save some time. So please feel free to use the timestamps and just skip to the end just to see what the results were for the EVO Select. Right, so it looks like the test is wrapped up, and it looks like it's pretty much right on par to what it said it was going to be. Let's see. Now I'm going to move over to testing it on the Switch itself. So we're just going to run some ports and see what the load times look like for these games. So I'm going to be using this game here, and then I'll be using, I believe I put The Witcher on the next one too. So I just want to see what the speeds are. Now, the next one might clock out at the top speed anyway, so it might not even really matter. The biggest thing you might get is just storage space, which for Nintendo Switch, you run out of it pretty quick, even if you have the OLED version, which has 65 gigabytes inside. All right, so let's move over to The Witcher. So here we have The Witcher. Let's skip this part and just go straight to the loading screen. There we go, and continue.
The Witcher's contact in Velen was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy.
All right, so this entire little prologue is counting as its load screen. So once we get past this part, it's going to still be loading. And I'll put all the results, the exact times that it took to load on each micro SD card, see if there's any real difference. To be honest, there might not be, because I believe both cards top out already. All right, so here we are, the Lexar 1 terabyte. This is what I'm going to be installing on the Switch just to give myself some extra storage space. And it looks good. It was a very reasonable price. Check it out on Amazon. It says the speeds are up to 150 megabytes read. I guess we'll see right now. So this was the old one. Let's restart the test. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing I did last time, which is pretty much double speed this section here. That way we're not spending too much time added on. So I'll let it run its test, and we'll discuss the results at the end. All right, so now we're reaching the end. It looks like the speeds are almost identical to the Samsung one, even though it's claiming it can hit 150. Now, this doesn't always actually show the speeds of these cards, so it's not always the most reliable way to show it, but it does give you some type of metric. And I know this works perfectly fine. I've used it many times on other devices, and it does work just good. So This part particular took a long time, took over 3.5 hours. I copied over 355 gigs from the Samsung micro SD card to the Lexar 1 terabyte. Now, this one I'm already speeding up at 64 times normal speed. That way, at least it'll go much faster. So I'm gonna let this play just to continue showing how long this thing takes. And please feel free to skip ahead using the timestamps below. Alright, so we're back. So as you can tell, I have updated it. It has 1 terabyte of data. Still has another 563 gigs free. As you know, these things are never fully 1 terabyte. So let's go to a load now. So here we are. We're going to jump stars again. Sorry, jump force. Same thing. Let's see how long it takes to load. See if there's any real difference, and I'll put difference in the description below. Alright, so now we're going to try to Witcher. See what the load time
The
looks
Witcher's
here.
contact in Velen was to be Hendrik, the Emperor's spy. Hendrik was operating incognito in that war-ravaged land. His mission, to gather intelligence about Ciri. Yet Geralt arrived too late. The Wild Hunt had reached Hendrik first. The Witcher learned nothing from the spy's corpse, but the Wraiths had failed to find his notes. Geralt read them and knew that Ciri had been a guest of the Bloody Baron, a local warlord, and that she'd quarreled with a witch.
Alright, so it looks like this is almost done. I want to thank everybody for watching and making it this far. Hope everybody likes it, and I'll put everything in the description below. That way everybody can see the final results.